Hello, this is John, host of MGTOW is Freedom. You know, what time is it? It's Scotch time. Salut. I want to thank you guys all for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, do it now. Click the subscribe button. I want to thank you for subscribing, for sharing your comments. Probably the single most important thing you could do. Single most important thing I think that makes this channel great is the fact that you guys participate. Tonight's scotch is the Balvenie, and that's a double wood, meaning it's been aged in 2 different barrels. So time, yeah. What time is it? It's scotch time. When did you, as a man, learn to tell time? I'm pretty sure I did back in elementary school, maybe 1st or 2nd grade. I could tell time. I was told the class started at 8 and we'd get out at 2, and you know, you could see the little hands and dials going around in circles, right? What time is it? By the time we make it to 4th and 5th grade, you're really proficient. You can tell the difference between half past an hour and a quarter past. It's not difficult to do. Time. It's a linear measurement of the hours of a day, right? We as men gauge time. We understand time. We have timetables and schedules to follow. You know, time is not a difficult concept to understand. So why is it? That's right, here it comes. Why is it women think we can't fucking tell time? How many times, how often have you heard a woman say to her man, "Time to go"? And it's funny because they'll use that tone like your elementary school teacher, your 1st and 2nd grade teacher, which is, whoops, you don't know what time it is. It's time to go. Right? Time. We know what it's all about. It is used against us by women. And in fact, they use that elementary school tone with us for lots of things. Right, but women use time against men. Men are sensitive to time. We are. Like I said, we know how many hours we work in a week. We work a 40-hour work week if we've got full-time employment. We know what time to get up. We know what time to be at work. We know what time our lunch is and how soon to be back. We know when to get off. But why is it when we get off of work, all of a sudden, we become infants to women? Do you know what time it is? Right? And you're like, well, yeah, I've got it right here. It says 5:45. I'm right on time. Well, no, you're late. You've taken too much time. And women, what they do is they steal our time. They start managing our time. See, when a woman is allowed to manage your time and say, oh, remember, you're going to be late. And you're like, late. No one likes to be late, right? They manage your time. They start saying, oh, we do have time for me to go shopping. It's about time for you to take me on a date. Oh, we don't have time for that. Of course, using the plural we, which is completely presumptive in that they assume that you are a married couple or you're a unit that cannot operate independently. And then they say we, meaning I want. Women use time very, very effectively as a control mechanism. Have you considered that in the past? You know, it is a trick and a half. Time, right? This is, what does a woman need from a man to control him, to manipulate him, to bring him under her spell? What she needs is time. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. She needs time with him away from everyone else so that she can bring him under control using her tricks, right? Oh, guess what time it is? It's sex time, right? Ooh, it's time for some cock, they'll say when you're first going out, right? They start using time as a control mechanism, telling you don't have enough of it, or you've had enough of one thing and it's time for another. Now, interestingly, all through school, men grow up, and we understand the clock. The bell rings, it's recess, right? The bell rings, recess over. We are trained, we're indoctrinated to obey the hands of the clock. Time will tell, right? Time tells us what is going on. Time will tell. But when a woman assumes mantle of your clock, that is telling you what time it is and what you're supposed to be doing, as if she's doing you a favor, then she's controlling you. Now, let's go back to 1958. Ward Cleaver of the Leave It to Beaver family, he's sitting in his office and his secretary comes in, and Ward is furiously working away. Very productive. And his secretary says, Mr. Ward, it's time for your lunch. Or, Mr. Ward, you have an appointment you've got to be at in 45 minutes, and you asked me to tell you, right? So men back then, secretaries, didn't tell them what to do, but rather told them what time it was. So all through history, women have helped men or kept track of time. But I think the modern feminist, yeah, that's right, the modern gold-digging whore, she understands the value of time, right? Time is her tool. Time is her ally. If she can convince you to spend more time with her than time with your friends, she'll try and convince you how much more valuable she is than them. And if she can't lure you away with, hey, you forgot about your appointment, or you need to be here and there. Oh, you promised you would be there at 4 o'clock to meet my mom. They continually remind you of time and work on a man's understanding of linear events, and they want to control us. What better way to say, I need you to come home, than to say, oh, dinner's at 5:15 and you get off at 5, you'd better hurry. Right now she's telling you to hurry up, but she's using the clock, time, as the mechanism in which to control you. Once again, these are all of the little tricks that women use. Time. Right? When I was married, I would get off at 5, and my wife, who's now my ex-wife, would expect me to be home at 5:30. There was no reason for dinner to be ready and on the table at 5:30. Right? And yeah, she cooked for me, and yeah, that was one of the few things she did until she decided she was going to run away and find another man. But that's another story. For years and years, she would say, you have to be home. You have to come right home. Dinner's ready. What was she doing with that time? She was making dinner for a specific time, 5:30, so that I only had time to get off work and come home. She removed my free time, time that I could have to myself, time to get a drink with the boys, time to go hit a few balls at the driving range, time to go for a run or get some exercise, right? Time to go shop for that new gun I've been interested in, right? I don't get time for myself. The woman uses time to control a man by removing it from him. Women love to schedule things. They love to plan things out for men. Right? You say, well, it's Saturday. The weather looks good. I'm going to go play 9. And she says, oh, but we don't have time for that. They go, yeah, I do. Oh, no, we need to go shopping. You see, what they do is they continually remind you that there's not time for you. And this is an indoctrination process, right? It's an indoctrination process. After a while, you get used to obeying the clock as a man. And then when you get a woman who reminds you of the time, pretty soon you're remembering her clock and her time schedule, right? Just the same way you memorize your work schedule, right? It's always her time, and she takes control of the clock, which measures and monitors time and then tells you what is and is not available for you. Now, this also works in other unique ways, right? You want sex. You're like, okay, I'm going to get some pussy tonight. And what does she do? Oh, we don't have time for that. We have other things to do, right? Oh, well, you only get 5 minutes, right? They limit your satisfaction, your pleasure with them. But if you're early in the relationship and you want to play with your friends, right? You want to go dirt bike riding. You want to have more fun on your time. She'll take the time and go, oh, I've got to be at work in an hour. If you come home right now, you can have some pussy. And so they take that hour away from your friends, and they take it for themselves. Right? But that's only to control you. But time is always the mechanism. Time. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Have you felt that control? Have you? Think about it when you start dealing with people and time, how time is used to control you. You know, we use it as a marvelous tool for dividing our day, for understanding, you know, and calculating things, right? For ensuring we get all of our work done in a period. But women use it to control men. They do it another way. You say, okay, I've set reservations at the restaurant, 7 o'clock. What happens? You get home at 6 from work, you take a shower, shave, get done, and go, okay, it's 6:30, we need to go to be there by 7. It's in the next town over. We have to deal with traffic, we have to deal with parking. We need to get to the maitre d' and have him seat us. And she goes, well, I'm not ready. You go, well, what do you mean? She goes, I need more time. She says, I need more time, and now you're waiting on her. Right? Once again, her time is more valuable than your time. How is that possible? You're the man. You've been working all day making the money. Why is it she can't be ready on time? Because it's her time. Some of the last fights I had as married were everything was about getting things on my time. And I used to say, damn right, it is my time. Right? This is when she was gone a week to 12 days. Come home for 5 to 7 days and be gone for another week to 12 days. Presumably to work, but it was actually to be a whore. And when she'd come home, right, I'm taking care of the house, the ranch, the kids, the dogs, the cats, taking care of the lawn, the vehicles, the chores, the property. Right? When she got home, she wanted that to be her time. I'm like, no, it is now John time. Right? You've been gone, it is now John time. We're going to get this shit under order. Wouldn't do it. Women are very cognizant of the time. They know how it's a control mechanism. They won't give it back to you. So that could be a fine shit test. Tell a woman, we need to be ready to go at 5:30, and then get there at 5 and say, we're going right now. You're on my time, hurry up. And if she will not bend to your time, you've got a problem. The same way you have a problem if you demand a blowjob and she won't give it to you. See if she says something like, we don't have time for that. Try it. Oh, here's a grandiose idea. Make reservations for 7:30, but tell her 7. At 6:30, say, I want a blowjob right now. And she goes, she'll say, but dinner's at 7. We don't have time. And you can say, I changed them for 7:30. We do have time for a blowjob. Get to work. Right? Earn your keep. Right? Get the poison out. See what happens. The reason I say this is I know that there are a lot of blue pill men on here watching. I know there's a lot of purple pill men. Right? That is to say that there's men who are in relationships, men that are married, men that want to be more fully MGTOW, but are restricted because they've had a woman for a long time, or they're married, or they're in a relationship with a girlfriend that's long-term, right? They can't get rid of them, right? They feel obligated to them. Start taking your life back from them. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you have to play by her rules. You can actually come home one day and say, we are now done with that. We're going to set some new rules around here. Rule number 1, I have the penis. Oh, that deserves a fucking drink. Rule number 2, I decide what is most important. You can give me your information, we'll talk about it, and then I choose. I'm the man, I'm the penis, right? Or I have the penis. And she's probably thinking you are the penis, just like I said, right? Whoops. Anyways, you can do that. But anyways, yeah, set a reservation for 7:30. Tell her 7, right? So that she's ready at the last available second. And then tell her you want a blowjob. And when she says, we don't have time for that. Yeah, we do. Right? Time. Take control of time in your life. And if you've got a woman, when you take it back, you'll see exactly how she uses it to control you. Start paying attention to them. Listen to what they say. Right? look and see how time is used to control you. It's time! Oh, we're out of time. Always in the condescending teacher tone. Right? But we as men can do it right back to them. As MGTOW, as a man, you can take control of time in your life. Semper Fi. I'll talk to you guys again later.